Over the weekend in St. Paul, Minnesota, a group of protesters disrupted a Sunday worship service, accusing a pastor of having ties to immigration and customs enforcement. The disruption was so significant that authorities are now reviewing what happened. Former news anchor Don Lemon was present and live-streamed portions of the incident, drawing widespread attention and deepening public division. In moments like this, it becomes painfully clear how much we've forgotten. We live in a time when disagreement so quickly turns into dehumanization. But as followers of Christ, we are called to something higher. As Scripture tells us in the book of Genesis, every human being is made in the image of God. That truth does not disappear when opinions clash or emotions run hot. Even when I strongly disagree with someone, that disagreement never diminishes their worth or their place as an image bearer of God. As a Christian and a servant of Christ, I see many people doing things I believe are wrong or unbiblical. Still, God does not call us to despise others. As the Bible tells us in the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus commands us to love our neighbor as ourselves. He doesn't add conditions. He doesn't leave room for exceptions. That love does not mean compromise. We are never called to agree with sin, excuse it, or betray our faith. As Scripture reminds us in the book of Jude, we are to contend for the faith that was once delivered to the saints. Truth matters, conviction matters, obedience matters, but holding fast to biblical truth does not give us permission to destroy another human being. To attack someone's humanity or seek their ruin instead of their redemption is to forget who God created them to be. As Scripture says in the Gospel of John, Jesus came full of grace and truth, not one without the other. We can reject sin while still loving the sinner. We can stand firm without becoming cruel. We can speak truth without losing compassion. When I see someone who is hungry and in need, I don't ask what they believe or whether we agree. I share my sandwich. That's the love of Christ in action. And as the Bible tells us in 1 John, if we say we love God but fail to love one another, something is deeply wrong. We can disagree. We don't have to compromise biblical truth, but we must never forget who we belong to. God calls us to love one another, to show respect, and to reflect Christ in how we respond, especially when it's hard. And this is the heart of the gospel. While we were still sinners, Christ came for us. As the Bible tells us in the book of Romans, while we were still enemies of God, Jesus gave his life for us anyway. He held nothing back. He gave everything to rescue us, to forgive us, and to reconcile us to the Father. Because of that sacrifice, our response matters. We honor Christ not only with our words, but with our lives. We serve him by loving others the way he loved us, even those who do not love us in return. As Scripture says in the Gospel of John, Jesus told us that the world would know we belong to him by our love. So join me in standing for righteousness and loving your neighbor as yourself. We will never agree with sin, and we will never surrender biblical truth. But we also refuse to give in to hatred, cruelty, or dehumanization. Hate has never redeemed a single soul Christ's love has. We stand firm because truth matters. We love boldly because people matter. And we follow Jesus because he showed us a better way, a way of grace, truth, sacrifice, and hope. In a world that is quick to divide and destroy, may we be known as people who stand unshaken in truth and unmovable in love. That is what it means to follow Christ.